guys, I'm back again with another video for you, as I say every time. And as you can see the caption, it's all about what different type of bosses we deal in our day-to-day life. And before going to the topic, firstly I would like to talk about what's happening currently in our country. So all discussions are going on are like surrounding the interim union budget for the year 2019-20, and it's really interesting to watch what actually lies in our honorable finance minister Arun Jaitley's suitcase for like working class like us, for children, for young population, for females, for senior citizens, and for everyone. So I'll be making a video on expectation from the union budget, which will be uploaded soon. So now moving on to the current video, like different type of bosses we deal our day-to-day life. Firstly, you will have like a question: why she's going to talk about this thing? How is it related to economics? This is a very weak subject, but my friend, this is related to socioeconomics, which further adds on to macroeconomics. So this is related to labor force. So labor force will have an impact on my overall production will have an impact on my GDP, thus my country. So this is a very important subject in terms of economics, and unemployment and employment scenario is becoming a major concern for India, since according to Indian Labor Bureau, our country has the world's largest unemployed youth, and we had like around 11 million unemployed people in India in the past, which is kind of a very alarming figure. And there are a lot of reasons for this unemployment, which can be related to like health hazards, like health concerns, not health hazards, health concerns, and maybe due to the unskilled population, automation, and maybe not to the good environment, which is due to the bad bosses. Now we come to the picture, like why I was talking about the bad bosses. So sometimes what happens is, when we are in any organization, we don't have a good rapport with our bosses, we don't feel like working, we feel unproductive, and we just feel like moving on. Maybe if sometimes what happens mostly with the youth is, when they are not feeling good in any organization, they just leave their job, and then later on they become unemployed youth, and this adds on to my unemployed population in our country, which is bad for the nation. So today, as I said, I'll be going to talk about the bosses. According to my research, which I have done through interaction with my friends, through my past experience, and through internet research, I found like I have categorized different type of bosses into 9 major categories. So first is the perfectionist boss. So he is like the best person who motivates you, who listens to you, who helps you, who adjusts with you, and makes you teach you like everything. Who is like the perfect boss, so that you can say, yeah, I've got the perfect boss. So this is actually very difficult, but and nobody actually understand that he got the perfect boss, because they found a loophole in everything. The Indian mentality, not just the Indian mentality, but everybody uses it. So moving on, the second boss, as you can see, I can not see, I'm not showing you any presentation anyways. So second boss is a kind of a workaholic boss, who is like work and work, who actually doesn't care about anything, he just wants work even if you have to die. And the third is the traditionalist boss, who just go with the norms of the company, with the norms of the management, like, yeah, you have to follow this way, you have to work like this, these are the protocols. So he doesn't give you broad area to work. So ideally you should decide whether you want to work under such kind of a person, and think accordingly. And the fourth kind of a boss is a scary boss, who yells at every woman. Even you have done a small full stop mistake, you're like, what have you done? Kya kar rahe hain aap? So this kind of a thing comes, and you feel very scared to approach that person. So that is a kind of a scary boss. So you have to deal accordingly with that person, so that you don't have to lose your job, or don't have to. Sometimes those scary bosses are also very nice if you deal with them after office. And the fifth is the perfectionist boss, who like look into every nitty-gritty of everything, and they just want everything perfect. They don't want any mistake. They might not be a yellow person, or might be a scary person, but they just want a perfection thing, even if you have a less time to work. And the next boss is a kind of a buddy boss, who's like a friends with all, a very chill person. And the other boss is the next category of boss I'm going to talk about is the boss who's very young, or not very qualified, but still he is leading the company, and but still you need to respect that person. You should not think he is underqualified, I'm a PhD, he's in a grad, but you should think the vision he has and the kind of work you are doing under him. So the next is the missing in the action kind of work, a boss who kind of just travels every time, who is not in the office, it just relates to like mails and all. And the last is the introvert boss, who actually just concerned about him, who just want to talk about anything. So that's all about the video today, and I'll be coming up with the upcoming budgets video in the coming future and the coming next video. So that's all. Let's do economics. Goodbye, I'm Arisha.